Let's begin by focusing on property fundamentals, specifically understanding deeds. Deeds are essential documents that serve as a clear foundation for how property ownership is transferred and officially recorded. They establish who legally owns a property and provide the basis for any changes in ownership. This understanding is crucial for navigating real estate transactions smoothly and ensuring that ownership rights are properly documented and protected. Let's talk about property fundamentals, starting with the concept of a deed. A deed is essentially a legal document that plays a crucial role in real estate transactions. It officially transfers ownership of real property, like land or a house, from one person or party to another. Without a deed, ownership can't be legally recognized or changed, making a foundational element in property law. Understanding deeds is key to grasping how property ownership works. Now, let's focus on ownership evidence and the role of deeds in property ownership. A deed is essentially the legal document that connects a property to its rightful owner. It's the official instrument that transfers ownership from one party to another and establishes a public record showing who holds the property. This is crucial because without a valid deed, ownership can become ambiguous, disputed, or even impossible to prove. So, deeds are fundamental to ensuring clear and secure property ownership. Let's talk about the key elements that make up a deed in property transactions. First, we have the grantor and grantee. The grantor is a person or entity transferring property, while the grantee is the one receiving it. Next is a legal property description, which precisely identifies the property involved, making sure there's no confusion about what's being conveyed. Then, there are the words of conveyance. These are specific terms that clearly express the intention to transfer ownership. Finally, the deed must include the signature of the grantor and be notarized to validate the document legally. These elements are essential to ensure a property deed is clear, enforceable, and legally binding. Let's dive into some key property fundamentals. First, we have a grantor, who is essentially the current owner of the property. This is a person or entity that holds the title and decides to transfer ownership to someone else. On the other side, we have the grantee. The grantee is the individual or organization that receives the ownership interest in the property. Understanding this relationship is crucial because property transfers always involve these two parties, the grantor who gives and the grantee who receives the ownership rights. When it comes to property descriptions, there are three main types we typically see. The first is a legal description, which uses formal language from prior records, often including metes and bounds or lot and block references. This method precisely defines the parcel being conveyed. The second type is a plat reference, which points to a recorded subdivision map, using lot, block, and plat book details. This allows anyone to verify the parcel through public records. Lastly, coordinates may be used, especially for properties that require a higher level of technical precision. This method relies on survey coordinates or specific reference points beyond just a street address. The key point here is that a deed must identify the property with enough detail so that it can be accurately located and distinguished from every other parcel out there. This precision is fundamental to ensuring clear and unambiguous property ownership. Here, we're looking at the general warranty deed, which offers the strongest protection for buyers when it comes to property ownership. Essentially, the seller is guaranteeing that the title is clear and will defend the buyer against any defects or claims that may arise from any point in the property's history. This is more comprehensive than other types of deeds because it promises full ownership rights to the buyer, ensures there are no undisclosed liens on the property, and provides coverage for any past title issues. This makes the general warranty deed the most secure option for buyers who want peace of mind and the fullest legal protection. Here, we're looking at the special warranty deed. The key point to understand is that the grantor or seller only guarantees that no title issues occurred during the time they own the property. They don't make any promises about what might have happened before their ownership. This is a crucial limitation to keep in mind because the protection you get from this type of deed applies exclusively to the period the seller held the title. So, if any problems with the title originated before the seller's ownership, those issues aren't covered. This contrasts with other types of deeds where the guarantees might be broader. Understanding this distinction helps clarify what kind of protection you're really getting when you use a special warranty deed. Now, let's talk about one specific type of deed called a quitclaim deed. A quitclaim deed transfers whatever ownership interest a grantor currently has in property. But here's the key point. It comes with no guarantee that the title is clear or free of issues. In other words, there are no warranties on the title. This type of deed is often used between family members because of the trust involved. It's also commonly used for making corrections to the title or in divorce settlements. Essentially, it only transfers whatever interest a grantor has at the time, without any promises about the status of the title. Now, let's talk about one important type of deed called the bargain and sale deed. This deed conveys ownership of the property, meaning the grantor is transferring their interest in the property to the grantee. However, unlike other deeds, it typically comes with limited promises. Specifically, it usually doesn't include any warranties protecting the new owner from other claims or possible defects in the title. Think of it as transferring property with the implied right to convey, but without the full safety net provided by a warranty deed. So, while you do get ownership, you don't get the same level of protection against title issues as you would with other deed types. Let's talk about the deed recording process, which is fundamental to property ownership. When a deed is recorded, it creates a public trail of ownership that officially protects the transfer of property. First, we prepare by drafting the deed with all the necessary legal details. This ensures everything is clear and accurate from the start. Next, the grantor signs the deed, usually in the presence of a notary to authenticate it. After signing, the deed is taken to the local recording office. This is where the process really becomes official. The recording office charges a fee, and once it's paid, the deed is entered into public records. Finally, the recorded deed is returned to the owner for safekeeping. This entire process secures ownership rights and provides a clear public record, which is essential in property transactions. When it comes to deed recording, the typical location is a local government office, often called a county recorder, registered deeds, or county clerk's office. While the exact office name can vary depending on the state, its primary function remains consistent: maintaining official property records. Deeds are generally recorded in the county where the property is located, which means jurisdiction is crucial here. This ensures the deed is filed in the correct place. Once a deed is recorded, it becomes part of the public land records, creating an official, accessible record of ownership. This process provides legal proof of property ownership and helps prevent disputes. Understanding where and how these records are maintained is key for anyone involved in real estate transactions. Let's talk about why proper deed recording really matters. First, when a transfer of property is recorded, it moves beyond just a signed agreement. It becomes a public record. This recording acts as documented notice, so everyone knows about the change in ownership. The integrity of this recording process is crucial. Proper deed recording protects your legal ownership by officially putting the world on notice that you have an interest in the property. It also preserves the chain of title, creating a clear, searchable record that shows who transferred ownership to whom over time. This transparency plays a key role in reducing future disputes. By having accurate, accessible records, it helps prevent competing claims, missed interests, and other title problems that could otherwise cause headaches down the road. So, making sure that deeds are recorded correctly isn't just bureaucratic. It's essential for protecting your rights and keeping property transactions smooth and secure. When preparing a deed, accuracy is absolutely critical to avoid problems down the line. One common mistake is using incorrect legal names. Misspelled or incomplete names can lead to ownership disputes or delays when the deed is reviewed or recorded, so it's essential to get those exactly right. Another frequent issue is relying solely on a street address as a property description. Addresses can change or be ambiguous, so the deed should include the full legal description that matches prior records to ensure clarity. Missing signatures or notarization is another serious error. If the deed isn't properly executed, it might be rejected when attempting to record it, or it could be challenged later in court, putting the transfer at risk. Additionally, failing to record the deed promptly can cause major complications. An unrecorded deed can lead to priority conflicts, confusion about ownership, or even potential fraud. Keeping these points in mind helps safeguard the integrity of the property transfer and prevents costly legal headaches. Now, let's talk about digital transfer, which is transforming the way property documents are handled. With digital recording and e-recording, deeds and other documents can be filed electronically with secure validation. This means the entire process, from preparation to filing, happens through secure digital systems, significantly reducing paperwork delays and the risk of errors during handling. One of the biggest advantages here is speed. Documents that once took days to arrive at the recorder's office can now be submitted and received in just minutes. This faster submission streamlines the entire process for everyone involved. In addition to speed, digital transfer also improves accuracy. The system includes built-in validation checks that help catch any missing or incomplete information before you even submit the documents, reducing the need for corrections later on. Security is another key benefit. Encrypted transmissions ensure that sensitive information is protected during transfer, and audit trails provide a reliable record of all actions taken, boosting trust and traceability in the process. All these features together make digital transfer a fundamental improvement in managing property transactions efficiently and securely. Let's talk about the role of a deed and title insurance in property transfers. The deed is the legal document that transfers ownership from the grantor to the grantee. It clearly states key terms, identifying the parties involved, the property itself, and the type of ownership interest being conveyed. However, it's important to understand that a deed does not guarantee a clean title. Even a recorded deed doesn't eliminate the possibility of prior liens, claims, or hidden defects on the property. That's where title insurance comes in. Title insurance protects against these potential title defects. It offers coverage in case ownership issues arise after closing, such as undisclosed liens or fraud. Essentially, it backs the title search by providing financial protection if something was missed in the public records review. Title insurance protects both lenders and owners. The lender's policy safeguards a loan, while the owner's policy protects the buyer's equity in the property. In summary, deeds and title insurance work together in a property transfer but serve distinct purposes. The deed transfers ownership legally, while title insurance provides peace of mind by guarding against hidden risks. When a deed is lost or damaged, the first step is to search the public record. Most of the time, a recorded copy of the deed can be obtained from the county recorder or clerk's office. Next, you should request a certified copy. These certified copies serve as the official replacement for the missing original deed and are widely accepted. If you discover any gaps or issues during this process, especially if the deed was never recorded, it might be necessary to seek legal assistance to confirm ownership. Finally, once you have a replacement deed, it's crucial to store it safely in both secure physical and digital formats to prevent any future loss. This way, you can protect your ownership rights with confidence. When transferring property, there are 6 key steps to follow. First, draft the deed carefully. Use the correct type of deed and include the precise legal names involved to avoid any confusion. Next, add all relevant property details, making sure to include the full legal description and accurate parcel data. The third step is signing the deed. The grantor must sign according to the specific requirements set by the state to ensure validity. After signing, move on to notarization and witnessing. This means completing notarization and obtaining any required witness signatures, which add an extra layer of authenticity. Then, deliver the deed by transferring the signed document to the grantee, ensuring they receive the official proof of transfer. Finally, record the deed with the county immediately. Prompt filing is crucial as it protects the new owner's rights and completes the public record. By following these steps, the property transfer process is clear and legally sound. Deed fraud primarily targets ownership records, making it crucial to focus on verification, monitoring, and secure filing to prevent it. The first key step is to always verify the identity of anyone signing a deed to ensure they are who they claim to be. Using a trusted notary adds an extra layer of security and helps deter fraudulent activity. It's also important to actively monitor county recording alerts so you can spot any suspicious filings promptly. Finally, if you do notice something unusual, report quickly to minimize any potential damage. These measures collectively help protect property ownership and reduce the risk of deed fraud. Let's review the key takeaways from our discussion on property fundamentals. First, A deed is what legally transfers ownership of property from one party to another, so it's a crucial document in real estate transactions. Second, when it comes to deeds and related documents, accuracy is far more important than how they're formatted. Getting the details right ensures everything is clear and enforceable. Third, recording these documents with the appropriate public office protects the public record, helping establish clear ownership. Fourth, it's important to understand that different types of deeds provide varying levels of protection for buyer, so choosing the right one matters. Finally, verifying all information thoroughly before completing any transaction helps prevent costly disputes down the line. Keeping these fundamentals in mind will help ensure smooth and secure property transactions.